I'm going to talk to you this evening about one simple concept: going wild, right? This comes out of my own experience within grad recruitment, but it's more broadly applicable to talent acquisition. I want you to have a look at the lions on the next slide and tell me which one best represents the true nature of a lion. The right? The one on the left might give you the impression that lions are tame and meek, obedient, controllable, which is absolute bullshit. Okay, that's a very skewed impression of a lion. And yet, in recruitment, our candidates are our lions. We make them jump through these ridiculous hoops of fire in a recruitment circus, which totally obscures their true nature. So what does that mean? Hot damn, they arrive, and we're hella surprised. Okay, this lion who we thought was going to be so chill ends up tearing through cubicle walls, causing all kinds of nonsense. So we want to leave the recruitment circus behind, okay? We want to move on to a far more constructive way of doing things. We want to go on a talent safari. What does this mean? It means going out into the wild, okay? It means understanding our candidates as true to their nature as possible, but for realsies. We want to give them a little bit more control over the process. Imagine you're a candidate and a recruiter says to you, suggest a place for coffee. Okay, the way that you make that decision, your approach, all of the factors that you take into account says a lot about you as a person, as a candidate, right? It shows a little bit of your true nature. So if you can't escape the office to go for coffee with a candidate, what you really want to be doing is embedding the spirit of the safari in your talent acquisition process. Does that sound simple enough? Okay, so you want to be doing what these guys are doing over here. You want to be peering off into the distance, looking at your lions. You want to be simulating the wild through your acquisition process. This is not some new age nonsense, all right? This is something that is very doable and applicable in companies today. Essentially, what we want to do is we want to get the candidates to roar. Okay, we want to hear them throw back their lion mane and give us a little bit of their true selves. That's where we see who they are and how they're going to fit within our company. Okay, what I'm going to do tonight is talk through a couple of ideas, just some like smidgens of approaches that you can try and embed in a talent acquisition approach, not just for graduates, although that's the expertise that I have, really more broadly applicable. Think about your own talent acquisition processes and how you could involve some of these ideas there. The first is group activities. How many times have we heard, I work so well in a team, and the person comes in and you're like, are you kidding me? Are you mad? You are borderline sociopathic, right? So what you want to do is you want to throw them into a group activity with other people during the acquisition process. Depending on the level of seniority, you can do a networking event, Skillshare workshop, whatever it might be. Watch them play with others. Secondly, nothing brings out the wild in people quite like a little bit of the old tick-tock, tick-tock. All right, a bit of time pressure. Give candidates tasks to do with far too little time. You want to let them panic, okay? Because it's in that like, oh shit, that again you see their true nature. You see the wild lion, okay? Do they panic? Do they do one part of the task perfectly? Do they do everything like a bit smush? And what does the job require? You always want to refer back to the requirements of the role. Okay, lastly, you want to change the rules of the game. You give them a task to do, and then you change the instructions. You change the operating parameters. You change the outcome halfway through. What the hell do they do? Do they panic? Do they refuse to complete the task? Are they so chill and so adaptable and like, no worries, I got this? Because that again shows you a little bit about who they are. It simulates reality, because in reality, whenever do we finish a project the way that we thought we were going to when we started out? Never, right? Getting creative in your talent acquisition process doesn't only allow you to see the candidate's true nature, it also is a big ding, ding, ding for candidate experience. It differentiates you from your competitors. Lastly, on our talent safari, take notes, observe, right? You can tell as much about a candidate through their approach and through their nature as through their actual abilities and what they can do in a competency-based test. Sound good? Okay, if you enjoyed my talk tonight, please pop me a little high five and come and chat to me now at the break, and we'll talk a bit further. Thanks.